Hey, what's up? This is Dillio coming to you with another update on my Majykbox album. This is a vlog, and this is a video about just the process I went through tonight. Now tonight, I go through a collection of the songs that I've already done, and I'm just kind of doing little tweaks to the mix and making sure that the drums are coming into the mix the way I want. So I'm bouncing between Studio One and Maschine. Because some of the songs I recorded were just on 2 tracks, and you know the problem is when you try to record on 2 tracks, this is a great way to get a good reference, but when you try to do a final mix with it, there are certain things that can kind of get buried in the mix because the 2-track, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little stuffed up here, the 2-track can get a little buried and there's not really finite things that you can do. So there are some beats that I've done that I recorded on 2 tracks to get the ideas down, and now I'm trying to go back into my archives and pull up Maschine and re-render all the separate tracks and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to kind of get the project together. Like, the cool thing is with Studio One 3 is that I can start to kind of build a CD, if you will, or a track list of all the songs, and they're all right there in front of me. And I can either burn a CD with that or render WAV files, or I could render MP3 files or even publish them to SoundCloud if I wanted to. And so what I'm doing now is kind of finding the songs that are mostly done, and I'm kind of creating this playlist of all the songs and stuff like that, and it kind of helps you give a good idea of what the shape of the song will be, and also going into the order of the songs, which is traditionally probably be something that I've done by myself, and I probably will do that again. I know a lot of people would be interested in the process, but you know, it's kind of traditionally been something that I'm doing, and I'm really excited about this album because I'm really kind of doing my hardest to go as best as I can. And you know, some of the challenges are like sometimes the files won't pull up immediately on computer or something like that, and so sometimes I have to kind of wait for my server to catch up to get the data flowing and stuff like that. But for the most of the time, it's been a very stable platform to work with, and you know, it's just been a challenge, and you know, dealing with the day job and stuff like that, a lot of times it's hard to focus on that with so many life distractions. You know, there are people calling me, which I do welcome, you know, but what I've learned is that when you kind of get focused on one thing, you can kind of execute better. So I've been trying to practice that, and you know, in a perfect world I could just focus on this and just do that, but that's not the case. But when I do take time to focus on this, and I'm glad I had time to do so tonight, it helps me kind of get the album more complete. And so, you know, this month I'm trying to focus on getting parts done. And you know, I kind of dealt a little bit of frustration because I was tired to talk to some musicians about playing on the album, and then when the time came for them to come through to the studio, you know, something came up. So that's a frustrating, but the fiber musicians were, boom, they executed it just like that, which is great. So we'll see. I'm going to try again to see if I can get certain local musicians to play. I'm very selective on that, you know, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I play and stuff like that, but a lot of people I don't know. And you know, this is, unfortunately, I can't even say unfortunately, but this is like kind of like a very private, intimate thing here. This is a very private thing, you know, and if there's ever a risk of the privacy or the cocoon being infiltrated by anyone, that's not a situation I'll stay around for long and stuff like that, or I just won't do music at all. I'll just let it sit, because I'm kind of dealing with a lot of challenges. I'm dealing with the fact that I'm in a perfectly reflective room in here, so it's difficult enough to mix. I know my monitors are worn and they've been battle torn and stuff like that, and they probably they're not even as clear as certain monitors are today and stuff like that. So you're dealing with all these things, and then the tug of war. You're also dealing with, you know, keeping confident about the music, and you wear the music out, which sucks, because I think that when you drop the album, you can get a great experience in seeing other people are really impressed and they enjoy it and they listen to it while you're kind of worn out because you kind of went through every song with a fine-tooth comb and stuff like that. Thankfully, some songs were already done before I even got started on really just push I've been doing since January and last month, so December. So just pushing that forward and just sharing the process with you guys up here, the viewers and supporters and stuff like that. I know that, and let's just be honest, I know that these videos right here don't get as much views as, like, I guess the remake stuff and stuff like that. You know, this is my heart and stuff like that, and I wanted to push this forward. I'm going to bet on this because this is my best product forward, and I believe I can reach a much bigger world or audience with that music as I continue to show it off more. And you know, I haven't given up making remakes or anything like that, but it's like taking time. If I take time for one thing, I got to take it away from another. And so it's a challenge, but I love making music, and I really have fun doing it. And one of the most rewarding experiences from spending all this time sitting in this room and working on the music is just seeing the people's response and then having a chance to perform it live. And I don't know if you guys ever deal with this, but when you get to a certain level, everybody kind of wants you to do something on their project, or that's what I kind of encounter. And then I encounter a lack of interest in my stuff, and so unfortunately no one's going to put your music or projects first before you do. And so here I am putting it first and really drilling it home and stuff like that. And I've actually refused certain jobs because I don't want to be in that position anymore. I don't want to be Mr. Engineer guy. I could do engineering and stuff like that, and I could be Mr. Producer for everybody. But after a while, it gets tired. You get tired of selling beats to people who ain't gonna do nothing with it. And it's not to say I won't ever do it again, but it's not gonna be like the main focus like it was at one time. But you get artists that don't do anything with the music, or you just run into a lot of challenges with that. And that's a whole nother topic right there that I want to get into. But the point is that what I'm trying to make is that that I continue to be appreciative of everything that I have here with me, that I appreciate the music that I make, and that I make it to the best of my quality, because I believe this is the best album I ever made. And it's frustrating because I can't put every song I got in the works on here. So but definitely I like the theme that is going, and you know, I got a lot of songs to still write and finish and produce on here. And you know, at once upon a time I wanted to feature other producers on this album, but I have so much of my own stuff on there that I'm going to have to save that for another project. And you know, and I think it'll be a great time to work with other producers. There's a couple producers that came to my live streams that I think that are really good, that have a great contemporary sound, and I definitely want to do kind of like a R&B trap soul album with them, or EP or something like that. You know, something that I think will be fun, you know, and it'll kind of take the load off of me from producing everything. I don't think it's that. A lot of times, I guess when you get to a certain level, it's like it gets kind of tired doing everything, you know, and that's kind of been the thing. So I've been kind of picking and choosing certain individuals to get in on a project because I'm very protective of it, and then when it's out there, it's out there. And you know, the last album, which was Grown, a lot of stuff I kind of just left in there that are flawed, and I did that on purpose just to be free of trying so hard and stuff like that. But this time I'm really trying to make sure that the vocals are great, that the mixes are good, to the best of my ability. And I know at the end of the day it's very subjective, and a lot of people still criticize and people say, oh, you should have did this, you know, but that's okay. But you know, tonight I got a lot of work done, but every time I get into it, it just reveals that there's more stuff to do. So what I'm probably going to focus on is finalizing one song one by one, and if the song needs more vocals, then I'll focus on that. But I gotta, you know, focus on one song at a time, and then kind of get that check of approval that I think it's done, put it in the master playlist, and then go to the next song one by one. And then and the thing is that I got to do this 18 times, and I have a deadline, and I'm on borrowed time, so I have very limited time. So because I'm not gonna be able to focus on this as much as I am now when that time comes. So by that time the album should be done, and I'll be able to focus on other things, other real world life issues. So yeah, so that's my update for this Majykbox process. I got another camera, as you can see, probably with the time-lapse footage, so that's probably going to make it a lot easier to film beat remake videos, only because the DSLR I have has a 10-minute limit, and sometimes it gets a little temperamental. So if I could just set up a camera to just let it show, and it shows you a good view of where I'm at, so hopefully that kind of it gets rid of some of the mystery. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Peace. And oh yeah, if you made it to this part of the video, say this. Alright, if you made it to this part of the video, because a lot of people don't watch this, if you made it to this part of the video, I want you to type T2K18. If you do that, I'll come to your YouTube channel and I'll watch some videos and show you some. I'll leave a comment and just show you some love on your YouTube channel for hanging out on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people aren't going to watch this, so I waited till this moment to say that. So if you made it here, thank you for that. And I'll come check out your YouTube channel, give me some things to look at, and I'll try to chime in. I won't be typing paragraphs, but I just want to show some other YouTubers love who have YouTube channels who come here. So yeah, do that. T2K18. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got it. Do this. Uncut. Do this. In the comment section below, ask me when is the Grown album coming out. Now, if you're already following this, you already know that the album's already out. But see, other viewers want to know that. So they want to know that that means, hey, I saw this at the end of the video. Come through the channel. So ask me when is the Grown album coming out. Alright, there we go. Hope you catch on. Alright, peace. Because people are going to get it wrong because they're not going to watch this whole video. It's going to be very interesting. And that's why I'm going to put these Easter eggs on my music stuff. Put some Easter eggs in there. Alright, peace.